Hello all together, very welcome to the first webinar in regards of SIMATIC MicroDrive. I welcome you all here to the presentation, and I want to give you a brief overview, and this is the major topic of this webinar, about the SIMATIC MicroDrive system, our portfolio, the capabilities in combination with that, and some basic information then actually how you get the product from Dunkermotoren. First of all, I want to give you the information that we record this session. We will put it online on YouTube, so therefore please be advised that there is a recording going on. So the overview we did see from the agenda. So we give you a first overview about Dunkermotoren in general, who we are, what we do. So Dunkermotoren is part of the AMETEC, but before that we joined AMETEC. We have been founded in 1950 by our company founder Christian Dunker. The headquarters in from Dunkermotoren is in Bonn, Germany. And we are located in the southern part of Germany, in the Black Forest. So the part of Dunkermotoren as a global supplier is that we serve several market segments, as you can see here in the chart. We are mainly serve the industrial area, but also healthcare and motive is familiar market segment for Dunkermotoren. A big footprint is also in the building industry, where we have door openers and motor for door openers and access systems. Then is finally basic and lifestyle and cleaning as a market segment which we identify. All right. As Dunkermotoren, we are a manufacturer of sophisticated drive technologies. So we have a various kind of motors we offer in our portfolio. We start off with some simple AC motors, overbrushed DC motors, and brushless DC motors as well. The portfolio will be complete with linear motors and stepper motors from our sister companies. Our major focus is brushless DC motors with integrated motor drive technology, which enables you to have a decentralized organization in your machinery. We combine this again with some modular portfolio in the gear section. Therefore, we have various of gears to offer. The range starts from the standard worm and planetary gears, over bevel gears to linear cylinders and linear axis. And finally, hub wheels, which combine a driving wheel for an HGV together with a gear, which can be attached to the motor. And to complete the portfolio of Dunkermotoren, we have flexible accessory possibilities such as brakes and encoders. The product partner program, which was introduced by Siemens, was what Dunkermotoren has been asked to be part of, as Siemens lacked in the past some DC-driven and low-voltage-driven servo controllers and motors. And we, as a manufacturer and huge experience in this segment, we offered there the right portfolio, and therefore we have been asked by Siemens. Siemens by itself tried to bring a control unit to the market in terms of the partner program. So therefore, we have a separated product responsibility, which works actually together. From Dunkermotoren, we have a wide range of motors, gears, and encoders as a starting portfolio, but it is by far not the whole portfolio Dunker is able to offer. From Siemens side, there is the controller family called the PDC controllers, Profi Drive Controller, and the FTM, which is a special controller in the ET200 system from Siemens. Both portfolios work together and are aligned, so they have the capability to talk to each other and to communicate, and therefore to enrich your application and your system. The features of the MicroDrive system starts with a whole environment, starting from the top tier, which is on the Siemens side, the software solution, which is state of the art in the industrial automation, the TIAT portal. And below that, the hardware Siemens provides, such as the SPS controller and the industrial PLCs, and in this case, the MicroDrive controller, which you see in the middle. So all these components come from Siemens and are well known on the market and will support the MicroDrive as well. For connection from controller to the motor, there is also other product partners. They provide complete pre-assembled cabling in various options, lengths, also customized, and then the motor from Dunkermotoren, the servo DC motor in a wide power range, which is integrated in this SIMATIC MicroDrive world. The features of Dunkermotoren and the motor portfolio itself is quite various. First off, we start with off-the-shelf portfolio, which consists of 4 motor sizes and therefore 4 power levels. The smallest motor you see on the top is the BG45 motor with roughly 75 watts of performance. The middle segment is then the BG65S from our portfolio and the BG75. Both range from 185 watts up to 530 watts continuous power. And the peak performance is provided by the BG95, which is more than a kilowatt in power on DC voltage level. Details about the products, such as sizes, peak performances, weight, inertia, etc., you will get from the catalog, or when you have, of course, an application, then you will get it from your sales contact directly. For this, to go in that detail for this webinar, it's a little bit too much of information. So I hope we will deal with that. The second thing is that we have a modular system, as already mentioned, and if you're familiar with the Dunkermotoren catalog and website, you will find there a huge variety of products which can be combined to the motors, and therefore this modular system can also be used to enlarge the off-the-shelf portfolio when it comes to a bigger project and a more detailed and more sophisticated drive solution is requested. Furthermore, we have the possibility to do mechanical adaptations, such as add sprockets or add some pulleys to the motor, modify shafts, flanges, etc. If your application has that need, or you want to have the possibility to buy a complete system which fits in as a plug-and-play solution. Now, the decision to make the drive from its technical details was to fit with the off-the-shelf product all applications thinkable. Therefore, we opted to deliver these motors, these off-the-shelf products, already in complete IP65 protection class and UL certified. Therefore, for the first testing, you can use this rugged design of the motor and start off with these motors right away. Later in the project, when there is a situation that you do not need this rugged design or you need a lower IP protection class, then there is, of course, possibilities to strip that down. And finally, as you have a look here on the motors itself, and maybe you are familiar with our products already, then you know that the smooth surface, the black color, the anodized housing is both fancy and functional in combination from the design side, and therefore these motors are well usable for rugged design or environments, and of course in food and beverage industry as well. So this is basically some basic facts of the motor system. The other part of the system is the controller unit from Siemens, which cooperates with our motor in combination. The features of this control unit are that it is fully integrated in the Siemens TR environment and world. So therefore you can commission the motor and the control unit quite easily in your whole project. The system consists of two major product lines. One is the ProfiDrive controller, which is a standalone system, which you see here on the top right picture. The other one is the FTM servo controller, which fits into the ET200 system of Siemens, which is quite often used in the industry and therefore also suitable there. All the PDC controllers, they have the capability, if they come in the right version, to talk ProfiSafe over Profinet, and therefore you have already safe communication in your system. As well, they are offered for all controllers the STO function on the hardware, but the PDC controllers are extended with additional safety functionality such as safe stop 1, safe limit speed, and safe limit torque, which the control unit and the motor as a combination are certified by Siemens. So all this package on a safe from a safe perspective runs under SEAL level 2 and the performance level D category 3, which enables you to maybe save some extra equipment which you normally need when you have a standard controller. So the control unit here from the MicroDrive system brings that functionality already with it. And finally, just to complete it, there is cabling from the product partners Knortec and Harting. They provide pre-manufactured cables in various sizes which fit exactly. The advantage of these cables are that they are pre-tested, so therefore misconnection is something from the past. If you do the cabling by yourself, there is always the problem. So we recommend to use pre-manufactured cable to have plug-and-play function. I did talk about a possibility to extend the off-the-shelf solution, and this is done by customization, which Dunkermotoren is doing quite often, because more than 60% of the motors we sell to the market in general are customized and not catalog versions. So therefore, this is our daily business, and we do from very simple mechanical adaptations to full customization, a lot of options. And the customer has, of course, the possibility under some circumstances, which I'll tell later, to extend the product range as well, to adapt it quite good to the application. So we divide this up in 3 categories. The lowest category and the easiest to perform is to extend the standard. The standard is, in this case, that we have the off-the-shelf product with the defined motor and the gearbox, and then we change from the gearbox product range, for example, the PLG 63, to a different gear ratio, but we keep the motor as it is, and therefore we have then already a variety in the gearbox ratios and also possibilities to change the gearbox sizes. When I have, for example, higher torque demands, then I can change with the smaller motor to the bigger motor gearbox range in order to have these high torque demands addressed. But the rest remains as a standard, and this is quite easily to handle, and you can experience this possibility to extend the solution quite easily. Second step is a more severe modification, which is then the change to a different gear shaft, or to exchange the flange to a shape which suits you in your machinery, or to change the way of connecting the motor to the PLC or to the control unit by changing from a connector, for example, to stranded wires. The other thing is our motor product range offers usually from each motor size in diameter 3 various lengths and therefore 3 various power sizes. And to change from the standard off the shelf motor, which is usually the middle one, to a smaller one or to a stronger one, bigger one, is then also possible. But this is then already a bigger effort, and therefore some limitations when it can happen comes with that. And finally, what we're also willing to do is to adapt more than just fixed motor sizes. We can adapt the winding voltage, as we have the winding technology, of course, in our houses. We have the gears, which we can fit into a new housing. Therefore, we can create new gearboxes or complete gear systems. And of course, motor development is also possible, but this, of course, is more something when we talk about several 10,000 motors a year. And this is actually what we are limited with. Just go back to that. When it comes to modification, we have some limitation in terms of order sizes and so on, but this depends on the quantity and the way of changing, and therefore we ask you then to ask your sales contact for change and modification, and they will tell you whether it's possible or not. Then for the product, you usually expect some advice and support. And for us, the most important thing is the personal contact. We have a lot of experience in Dunkermotoren. We are deep into niche applications, so we have special knowledge, and therefore our sales personnel everywhere in the world is very skilled to give you a good advice what drive you should use or what solution would be suitable from our point of view and perspective. So therefore, our first advice is contact our sales personnel, because the off-the-shelf product is just some kind of appetizer product to quickly sample, to quickly support you with some motors for first testing. But in a second and larger and more important step is then to figure out, when we have some knowledge about the application, what solution would be the right one and what gear motor combination would be the optimum for your application. And that is both technical wise and cost wise, of course. So therefore, we encourage you to contact our sales personnel. They give you the support. They give you also hints about commissioning, and they are globally available. So normally in each country you are located, you will find a sales representative of Dunkermotoren. Detailed lists we will share with you after the meeting or the webinar. It is mentioned on the catalog on the website, so we will have many options to figure out who is your direct contact of Dunkermotoren. What we also additionally offer is, of course, online availability. We have on our website the web-based product description. There is a flyer and a catalog. There is a technical data available for the motors. There is for each off-the-shelf product a 3D model available. You can download the link you will see here in the presentation. And for further support, such as detailed 3D models for a customized solution, you will get this as well. And this is the availability Dunkermotoren has to offer. In parallel, Siemens has the so-called TIA selection tool with the microsizer as an add-on software, which gives you also the possibility to enter data of your product, of your application cycle, and the product reveals you then a suggestion what motor and controller combination would fit the best. But for the best experience in terms of service and advice, the personal contact to the salespeople of Dunkermotoren is advised, because there you get the most out of it and in the quickest way. In the product catalog, you will see here, there we have a detailed description of the MicroDrive, and also drawings and something else will be available. There you will get also on the website a picture of the extended product range, which can then be combined with the MicroDrive motors as well. All right, so overall, the MicroDrive system is actually the best of both worlds. On the Siemens side, which is state of the art in automation, a totally integrated system which runs on a DC motor in low voltage, so battery applications, and this is then from the export of Dunkermotoren with the modular system, which enables you then to solve your problem, your application within no time. So now, as we have advertised the product, the question is how to get it. So the simple thing is, when you're already talking to our salesperson, then you can order it already there. You can send, of course, emails, fax the old-fashioned way, or you use our web shop. There is also possibility to get the motor configured and ordered directly. So this is the direct way to order it. What Dunkermotoren is not selling is the controller from Siemens, as this is a partner product program. Every product partner sells his product by himself. So therefore, the control unit, the PDC controller or the FTM controller, you will get directly from Siemens. And the cabling, as mentioned, directly from Knortec or Harting. But all other motors and parts you need for the application, you will get from Dunkermotoren. So this was merely it in a brief session of going through the topics. Now we are open for questions, and I see also here in the chat there are some comments. So I have a question not exactly about this webinar topic, where and how EDS files can be used. Thank you. The EDS file is the electronic data sheet, which is stored and pre-programmed from Dunkermotoren into the motor. And this is designed by Siemens. And when the motor is connected to the control unit, then the EDS file provides all relevant data which the customer can read out and pre-program the controller without auto-tuning function. Yeah, so this EDS file enables already a plug-and-play solution, so to say. Yeah, so you as a customer actually has nothing to do with the EDS file, except you can, if you do not read it out from the motor, you can download it also from the TIA portal and then pre-program your PDC controller over that file, which is in principle also the EDS file. But it is stored and filed on the motor, and can be read out from the customer. I hope that answers the question. Some more questions from the audience? Okay, is there a temperature sensor like NTC, etc., integrated into the motor that can be monitored by the Siemens controller? Actually, the motor itself has no thermal sensor, but the encoder, the IQ encoder, which is the Siemens product, has actually a thermal probe on it. And the controller monitors actually the temperature of the motor. And I think there is a possibility to read the temperature of the motor out. And the controller uses this thermal probe on the PCB from the encoder as well to protect both motor and controller thermal-wise. Hope that answers the question. Other questions? There's also the possibility, of course, to open the mic. And what is the commutation type of controller, block or sinusoidal? Actually, it's a sinusoidal commutation and a field-orientated control system. Therefore, we get the most of the motors within the temperature range. But for more details about the commutation, there is then information in the Siemens manual, or you get it directly from Siemens sales representative. Anything else? Something more? Okay, I don't see any further requests or questions. All right, then I do thank you very much for your attention of the meeting. We will provide some information as this presentation you will find on YouTube as a video to rewatch, and of course to contact us via our website or directly over each and every sales colleague is more than welcome. We are keen to solve your application, and therefore I hope we have with this product and cooperation with Siemens the right thing which you are actually looking for. So don't hesitate when you have more questions to send them in on the official way. Otherwise, I would say thank you very much and say goodbye from here. Bye-bye.